Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This is a special report uh, that I think needs to be said, and we need to really get to the bottom of this. Today is June the 16th, 2006, also known as 666 or 666, the Satanic ritual sacrifice of the gold and silver markets. It was actually said verbatim on Bloomberg today that Bitcoin is going to replace gold and silver. Yes, they actually said and mentioned that gold and silver was going to be replaced by Bitcoin. That's right. You heard it first here on the Vulcan Report. Did I not tell you in the video series there is no collapse, that cryptocurrency was going to be the one world currency, that everything was going to be onto the electronic control grid? Well, today is that day. Let's take a look at some events that have surrounded today so that we can look at some of the evidences for looking to this matter further. For those of you that watched the video series in its current entirety, you remember this picture here that I showed you by this guy named John McAfee speaking about cryptocurrencies on RT. I'm sure you can do a search on YouTube and find the video, and you'll get an idea of who this guy is, who RT is, and a little bit more about where we're going with this overall cryptocurrency conspiracy. I'm sure most of you are also familiar with this guy, David Icke. He has a video on YouTube talking about the money hoax, going into the digits and the currencies and how it's all electronic, and has been for some time, as I've always warned you and told you about. I had this picture in the earlier video series as well. Wanted to show it to you again. Here's the European Central Bank building in Frankfurt, which is well in focus ahead of the Brexit vote coming up on the 23rd, which is next week. And here we are looking at the Federal Reserve in play that is now all but a lame duck. It can do nothing. It cannot raise rates without destroying the economy, without destroying the markets, and not just here at home, but the global markets as a whole. It is also believed, based on today's actions, that the Federal Reserve, i.e. the central banks, are the ones that created the whole Bitcoin cryptocurrency situation. And I do believe that they are also manipulating and monitoring it along with the stock market, including gold and silver and other precious metals, which I will prove and demonstrate in this video. It should be noted that this young lady was assassinated today, okay, ahead of the Brexit vote coming into next week. She plays a very important part in this overall situation. The timing of this is also very interesting. Why did this have to happen today of all days? Because today is 666, June the 16th, 2016. This is a satanic Illuminati sacrifice. I believe she was sacrificed ahead of the installation of the new monetary system under the technology of the Bitcoin cryptocurrency control grid. If you've already watched the end of day market report for today, then keep in mind and remember what I showed you from the diving this morning of the US dollar and then the correcting of the US dollar. And it started here. This here represents time, like Eastern Standard Time, East Coast time. This is AM. Look what happened. As the dollar moved up, so did the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin rallied off its lows, and so did the US dollar, along with the Bitcoin. And as this was happening at the same time, simultaneously, gold and silver started crashing after they topped out and hit their highs, a 2-year high to be exact, in gold. Look at the Bitcoin, look at the gold and the silver, look at the US dollar, look at the Dow. The outflows from the precious metals and the inflows into the Dow, the dollar, and the new dollar, this Bitcoin, this cryptocurrency, which is controlled by the Fed. Point blank, period. I told you in the video series that that was the case, and now I'm proving it to you today. They proved it to you right in your face at the same time that they do an Illuminati sacrifice on that woman who is part of that Brexit coming up next week. Then after the big flamboyant display, what do we have here? But live on none other than Bloomberg. You have two different people, one in New York, the global financial center, and Los Angeles as well. Look at this. Now they're telling you the halving is coming for Bitcoin. How in the world do you know that that's coming unless you're the ones that are doing it? All right. We know that stock splits happen in global markets and stock markets because that's controlled by the by the banking elite and the fascist government, which is the merging of corporate and powers and government powers. So we know what they do and how they do it to keep the flows of their stock price. If it gets too high, then they'll split and stuff like that. Then you have reverse splits. You have all types of stuff. If it gets too low, you reverse split. It's all types of manipulation. Okay, that's still a form of manipulation. So here we have it right now. It's right in your face. They're telling you now the halving is coming for Bitcoin. They're about to do how do I say this? An exploit. They're going to do an operation. They're going to start operating more in your face in Bitcoin. That's what they're showing you here. All right. So they wanted to get you prepared. Then they show you this 1-year chart showing you Bitcoin benefits from weaker yuan or yuan, however you want to say it. Look at this. You see the correlations. All right. They're showing you now. And notice how they chose the yuan to show you this. Why? Because China is an emerging superpower. All right. The U.S. is the one that's going away. China is on the rise, along with Russia. We'll keep that for another video. Here's the price action. Look at this. All right. Correlating beautifully. Beautifully. All right. They're letting you know that this Bitcoin is ready. All right, they've done all the things they needed to do. The cryptocurrency is ready. The control grid is in place. We can now collapse the actual currencies, the fiat currencies, the currency markets. All right, and install the cryptocurrency Bitcoin structure into society. So there it is. The proof for you guys is in the pudding. I've shown it all to you. You've seen what's happening. You can do your own research. Go take a look at some of these articles here on Bloomberg. You should be able to find it and look at the Bitcoin. You do it yourself. Pull up the intraday charts and see it. Look at the timing of all of this. You follow the money, follow the price action. You can see the manipulation. Look at the Sacrafice. All right. Look at the Sacrafice. Look at the 3 6s in today's date. All right, 06162016 666. This lady's killed. It's not a coincidence. These guys are behind it. I'm telling you, that's what's up. That's why these markets have been berserk, and you can't make heads or tails of it because it's not people trading and buying and selling. It is fear mongering along with market manipulation. You have to follow the algorithms, and that's the only way to make money and trade in these markets now. You have to know the algorithms. All right, so just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Be encouraged. More to come. And hang in there.